India has conducted surgical strikes 2.0. The Indian Air Force, in an unprecedented move in the wee hours of 26 February, attacked 3 terror camps reportedly held by the Jaish-e-Mohammed and destroyed them. The same Jaish-e-Mohammed that claimed responsibility for the Pulwama attack that left 40 of our Jawans martyred on the 14th of February. The MEA just held a press briefing a few minutes ago and confirmed the attack. However, much not details were given about it, but the MEA reiterated India's stand that India has been repeatedly asking Pakistan to take action over terrorists and terror groups operating from their soil, but that was not done, and that is why this move, especially after the Pulwama attack, was called for. So, let me take the first question to our defense expert, Jaskirat Singh Bawa. Jaskirat, what do we know about the attack that took place last night, and how were they conducted? What do we know so far?
Well, the MEA was quite specific and only named one of the 3 locations. Initially, source-based information told news agencies about 3 locations, 2 of which were within the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir area, and one of it was being debated that it actually falls into the Pakistan territory and not just the POK area. The name that has been given out with the MEA matches the name of the place, which is in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region of Pakistan. We still need actual confirmation that this is actually the same place that we are talking about, because this really does escalate the matter for us. Pakistan could have had a face-saving measure had the strikes taken place within the POK area. But now we have a situation where Pakistan's own journalists are questioning the government. How could you possibly have allowed Indian military jets so far deep into Pakistan territory? So this does put the Pakistan government in a very precarious position, and that's what we have to see. How is it that they are going to come out of this situation? The MEA said that the camp which was struck was the biggest training camp of the JEM, the Jaish-e-Mohammed, in Balkot. The camp was run by Masood Azhar's brother-in-law, who interestingly had a role to play in the IC-814 hijacking, the Kandahar hijacking. For our viewers, just to help you recollect, this is the hijacking which resulted in the release of Masood Azhar from the Indian jail back in the late 90s, and it was planned, and the participant was the same person who is in fact managing the camp that was attacked today. The camp was known to have existed for years, maybe over a decade. The camp was part of NIA investigations for the last few years, because a lot of the charge sheets being filed in various terror cases with JEM connections, oftentimes in the investigation this camp used to crop up, the Balkot one. So it is known to be a very well established, entrenched and a well staffed terror training camp of the JEM. Very interestingly, the Ministry of External Affairs, 2 important points that they mentioned. One was the justification for this attack was not just the Pulwama attack, but also the fact that they had credible information that future attacks were being planned in India by JEM. So to have a preemptive strike of sorts to try and curtail the abilities of this terror group, this attack on the camp was necessary. Apart from that, another important point which was coming across in the Foreign Secretary's briefing is that they were very specific that this is a non-civilian area of Pakistan, where they were very careful to ensure that this is not in any civilian populated area, because they were very sure that they wanted to attack a place which was within the India's crosshair, which is the JEM terror camp, and not something which would have caused any sort of a collateral damage, which we know would have escalated the matters further. So this is the gist of the MEA briefing that's coming across to us right now, and this is the first official government acknowledgement of what happened at close to 3:30 this morning.
Now, if we talk about Pakistan, when we see from the Indian side, many reactions have started coming in from the union ministers saying this was called for and Pakistan invited this, but we haven't yet seen a very strong reaction coming in from Pakistan's side. Pakistan, we saw Major General Ghafoor's tweet that came in the VR saying that the aircrafts came in, but then we retaliated and they just went back. That is what Ghafoor said. That is one official confirmation that has come from Pakistan, but nothing about what happened, what did not happen. Pakistan is still in denial. Did we see a similar reaction from Pakistan during surgical strikes in 2016?
Actually, interestingly, this has been up till the MEA briefing. This was completely opposite of the 2016 surgical strike, because the first word and information trickled out from the Pakistani side. Major Ghafoor, as you mentioned, Ishwar, is the spokesperson for the Pak Army and often ends up speaking for the Pakistan Interior Ministry as well as the Pakistan Foreign Affairs Ministry also. So over there, we all understand that the army takes precedence over a lot of the other ministries. So when he speaks, is pretty much speaking not just for the army but for the entire government in the country. So Pakistan Army's version is that Indian aircraft entered the Pakistan territory, but on their way back, after they were intercepted, they managed to drop a payload, and they then after that released pictures of a particular damaged area of a forest. This is the Pakistan Army version. They have acknowledged the fact that the Indian jets did manage to enter the territory, but it is understandable they will not be very forthcoming with the information about the exact impact of the attack. However, the reports that are trickling in now is that almost immediately after the attack and the strike of the Terika, which is close to about 3:30 in the morning, we saw that this was took about half an hour. 12 Mirage jets took about half an hour to complete this entire exercise. There were rescue teams on standby along the LOC just in case anything would have gone wrong and any of our pilots may need to be evacuated. There were refuelers who were in the air to ensure that the Mirage aircraft are able to fly a long distance. We know that they took off from Gwalior Air Base, and then Ambala was the forwarding air base which was used to actually conduct this strike. Speaking just to Pakistan, there's a meeting that's taking place. Imran Khan is part of that meeting. Foreign Minister is over there. The Pakistani Foreign Minister and the army is also in that meeting. So far, they have tried to play it down in the sense that what exactly has been the impact of the Indian jets entering the Pakistan territory. They have not tried to make it look like it was a huge attack of sorts. They made it look like an airspace violation for the time being. This does allow Pakistan to also try and squeeze their way out of any major escalation if they want to actually avoid any major escalation. It allows them to pacify their own public anger. But because the MEA briefing took place less than half an hour ago, less than 20 minutes ago, I think we still have to wait and watch for the next couple of hours whether Pakistan government will have another follow-up reaction to that.
पाकिस्तान की जब हम बात करते हैं तो पाकिस्तान की तरफ से अभी तक कोई ऑफिशियल रिएक्शन तो नहीं आया है, बट रिपोर्ट्स के मुताबिक शाह महमूद कुरैशी, द फॉरेन ऑफिसर, हैज़ कॉल्ड फॉर अ मीटिंग टू टॉक अबाउट द सिक्योरिटी सिचुएशन ऑफ द कंट्री. अब पाकिस्तान की जब हम डिप्लोमेटिकली बात करते हैं तो पुलवामा के हमले के बाद 14 फरवरी को पाकिस्तान इमीडिएटली गॉट इनटू एक्शन. उन्होंने यूएन को अप्रोच किया, इंटरनेशनली स्टेटमेंट्स देना शुरू किया कि हम तो थ्रेट फेस कर रहे हैं इंडिया की तरफ से एक अटैक का. नाउ दैट दिस अटैक कम्स आफ्टर द पुलवामा अटैक्स, पाकिस्तान के लिए और हिंदुस्तान के लिए ये डिप्लोमेटिकली किस तरह रिफ्लेक्ट करता है कि अभी पाकिस्तान क्या यूएन के पास फिर जाके ये कहेगा कि अरे देखिए हमने तो कहा था, दे स्ट्राइक फर्स्ट.
सो द इंडियन गवर्नमेंट अभी फिलहाल ये जैसे कि मैंने बोला आपको कि एक प्रीएम्प्टिव स्ट्राइक के हिसाब से इसको माना जा रहा है. उनके पास क्रेडिबल इन्फॉर्मेशन था कि इंडियन सिटीज़ में जिस तरह पुलवामा में अटैक हुआ, उसी तरह जिस तरह पुलवामा में अटैक हुआ उससे काफ़ी डिफेंस एक्सपर्ट्स और काफ़ी ऑब्जर्वर्स, मिलिट्री ऑब्जर्वर्स, दे वर वेरी सरप्राइज कि ये सुसाइड अटैक है. बहुत सालों बाद एक ऐसा सुसाइड अटैक देखने को मिला हमें. सो ये भी एक काइंड ऑफ सरप्राइज एलिमेंट रहता है इसमें. तो ऐसा कोई सिचुएशन वो नहीं चाहते थे कि फिर से एक सरप्राइज, एक सुसाइड अटैक से सरप्राइज दे गेट कॉट ऑफ गार्ड. तो उसमें इंडियन गवर्नमेंट हैज़ यूज दैट एज अ डिफेंस और जस्टिफिकेशन ऑफ सॉर्ट कि इसी रीज़न से हमें क्रॉस करना पड़ा. एंड जो कैंप अटैक किया गया है वो ऑन रिकॉर्ड पाकिस्तान का एक सबसे JEM का सबसे बड़ा कैंप माना गया है. जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि जो डॉसियर्स जिसको हम हमेशा क्रिटिसाइज़ करते रहते हैं कि सिर्फ डॉसियर्स ही बांटे जाते हैं और एक्सचेंज किए जाते हैं पाकिस्तान और हमारे बीच में. उन डॉसियर्स में आप देखेंगे पिछले काफ़ी सालों से इस कैंप का नाम बालकोट कैंप का नाम भी दिया गया है. जो कैंप मैनेज करता है इंटेलिजेंस और ऑफिशियली गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने बोल रखा है उसका कि उस कैंप का जो इंचार्ज है वो कौन है. हम जानते हैं कि वो IC-814 में भी उसका पार्टिसिपेशन था हाईजैकिंग में. हम जानते हैं कि उसका मसूद अजहर के साथ रिलेशन है. तो ये सब इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ अब ये देखना पड़ेगा कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट इंटरनेशनल फोरम में कैसे इसको जस्टिफाई करता है. दो देखा जाए तो अब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहेगा ये देखना कि चाइना और US कैसे रिएक्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि काफ़ी हद तक चाइना और यूएस पर ही डिपेंड रहेगा कि पाकिस्तान पे कितना प्रेशर रहता है कि इस मैटर को इससे ज़्यादा एस्केलेट ना किया जाए। तो अगले 24 घंटे में अभी डोनाल्ड ट्रंप वियतनाम जा रहे हैं, सुषमा स्वराज चाइना जा रही हैं, पाकिस्तान फॉरेन मिनिस्टर ऑलरेडी चाइना से बात कर चुके हैं फ़ोन पे, उनके साथ ब्रीफिंग कर चुके हैं। तो ये जो अगले 10-12 घंटे हैं फॉरेन अफेयर्स में, इंटरनेशनल प्रेशर में, ये सब कितना सिग्निफिकेंट रहेगा ये देखना ज़रूरी है।
वेरी गुड पॉइंट रेज्ड है बाय जसकीरत। चाइना और यूएस का रिएक्शन देखने लायक रहेगा। और चाइना की जब हम बात करें तो इंडिया हैज़ बीन कॉन्स्टेंटली प्रेशराइजिंग चाइना टू गेट मसूद अजहर ऑन अ ग्लोबल टेरर लिस्ट, बट वो उसमें कहीं तो रुकावटें आ रही हैं चाइना की तरफ से भी। एंड व्हेन डिप्लोमेटिकली यू स्पीक, दिस बिकम्स a big diplomatic victory for India, considering the role of Masood Azhar's brother-in-law in all the past operations that have happened in India. तो डिप्लोमेटिकली इंडिया के लिए बहुत बड़ा विन है। फॉरेन मिनिस्टर टुडे अगेन रीआइटरेटेड कि हमने बार बार पाकिस्तान से कहा है डू नॉट लेट टेरर ऑपरेट फ्रॉम योर सॉइल, पर वो उसके बारे में कुछ होता हुआ नहीं दिखाई दे रहा है। हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान इस बारे में इंटरनेशनल फोरम्स पे क्या रोल प्ले करेंगे? इमरान खान जो हाल ही में प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने हैं पाकिस्तान के, वो भी चाहेंगे कि उनका इमेज इसमें बना रहे। उनका एक पुलवामा अटैक के बाद भी जो उनका स्टेटमेंट आया था, उन्होंने कहा था इफ़ इंडिया अटैक्स वी विल रिटेलिएट। तो अब दोनों कंट्रीज़ का इसमें रिएक्शन डिप्लोमेटिकली जस्टिफाई करना दोनों कंट्रीज़ के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट होगा। यूएस और चाइना का रोल देखना भी इसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होगा। वी आर कंटिन्यूसली फॉलोइंग द स्टोरी एंड द अपडेट्स ऑन द क्विंट्स वेबसाइट, सो स्टे ट्यून टू द क्विंट फॉर कंटिन्यूस लाइव अपडेट्स ऑफ द स्टोरी। थैंक यू सो मच।